This is Valley News Live at noon.
We begin this breaking news this afternoon. A Cass County Sheriff's deputy was on the other side of the handcuffs last night after he was caught drinking and driving with his kids in the car. It all started at Custom Express Car Wash in Fargo, where police responded to a crash at around 6 at night. They learned the driver of the car was Cass County Deputy Jacob Danielson, and his children were in the car at the time. He was arrested for DUI with a minor present and taken to the same jail that he works in. Sheriff Jesse Johnner says Danielson will be placed on administrative leave while the department investigates the incident. On to a breaking story out of the U.S. Capitol. A police officer is injured and a suspect is on the run after shots were fired at the Pentagon this morning. The incident happened at a bus platform and sent the building into lockdown for over an hour. Information is scarce, but sources say close to the Pentagon that several people are hurt, including a police officer. Now you can stick with Valley News Live for the latest on this developing story. Fargo police says that 12-year-old Caden Kinney has been found safe. Kinney was first reported missing around 11:30 last night in Fargo. Now, plus an air quality alert. The smoke will linger around today, and Summer Snowbach lets us know when we can start breathing a little easier. Hey, Summer.
Good afternoon, Brian. Thanks everyone for tuning in to Valley News Live at noon. And a look at SkyCam this afternoon shows the haze still sticking around. We've been watching Sanford Hospital over the last few days to see if we can actually see it or not. And it's still looking hazy, but at least a little visible for our Tuesday afternoon. Your first alert headlines for today: the unhealthy air quality is going to continue for some of us, and it's looking warm again. Temperatures very similar to what we were seeing yesterday, if not a few degrees warmer. And then a pattern change starts to move in by tomorrow, and that changes things up for us, looking like a little less smoke and a better chance for some precipitation. Temperatures at this hour already warming into the 80s, 82 in Bemidji and Fargo, 79 in Fergus Falls and Devil's Lake. It's 87 degrees at this hour in Grand Forks and 83 in Jamestown. Visibility at this time is still low in some locations for us. 3 miles in Grand Forks, 6 miles in Langdon. We're at 4 miles in Baudette at this time, 6 miles out in Minot. We're still at 9 miles here in Fargo, so not looking too bad for the metro. Our air quality at this time is at 146 here in Fargo, so we're in the orange category, as is many across the valley in that unhealthy for some. And Brian, coming up in just a little bit, I'll let you know when the air quality will finally improve and when we could see those chances for some rain.
I know a lot of us who's been wanting to exercise outside can't wait to hear some good news.
Exactly.
Thanks, Summer. Well, a high-risk sex offender is now living in a small northwest Minnesota town. Chris Sowers is now living in Clearbrook, Minnesota, which is north of Bagley. He's convicted of sexually assaulting 2 girls and using threats to manipulate them. The Clearwater County Sheriff's Department says Sowers has served his sentence, but high-risk offenders are considered the most likely to reoffend. An investigation into New York Governor Andrew Cuomo found that he sexually harassed current and former employees. The investigation was conducted by 2 outside lawyers and found that Cuomo administration was, quote, a hostile work environment rife with fear and intimidation. Now, the state attorney general started the probe after several women accused Cuomo of subjecting them to inappropriate touching and remarks. Cuomo has denied these allegations. President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris met with Latino community leaders today at the White House. Discussions will focus on the president's economic agenda, immigration reform, and voting rights. They will also commemorate the 2nd anniversary of the 2019 mass shooting in El Paso, Texas. A 3rd police officer who responded to the U.S. Capitol riot on January 6 has taken his own life. A statement from the Metropolitan Police Department confirms that a 43-year-old officer died by suicide in his home last Thursday. He'd been assigned to the emergency response team that helped to protect the Capitol building and was faced down the rioters. More than 100 officers were injured on January 6th, and now 3 of those officers have died by suicide since the attack. Boeing makes another attempt to launch its Starliner capsule on an unmanned mission to the International Space Station this afternoon. It was scheduled to launch from Cape Canaveral, Florida, last Friday, but NASA decided to stand down. This is Boeing's second unpiloted test flight to the ISS and the last major step before the Starliner capsule proceeds with American astronauts as part of NASA's Commercial Crew program. The capsule failed to reach the International Space Station on its first try in December 2019 due to a software malfunction. As summer gets closer to the end, a new school year approaches. Essentia Health is providing a more convenient way to schedule your child's doctor's visits. These visits are for anyone between birth to 21 to ensure your child is healthy before returning back to school. At these visits, your pediatrician or primary care provider will perform a physical exam. Your child may receive necessary shots like vaccinations for HPV, meningitis, or COVID-19. Your pediatrician will track your child's growth, development, and behavior while discussing illness protection, nutrition, and physical health. When it's age appropriate, substance abuse, proper dieting, and sexual health are other options of discussion.
Any adult would agree that being a teenager is difficult. It takes a lot of support and other loving, caring adults in their lives to help teens learn how to grow and to be successful. And this is just another way that you can have another caring adult be a part of their lives.
Each appointment can take between 30 to 40 minutes. There is an upcoming Moorhead School Board meeting to talk about the Delta variant surging and what schools are doing to keep everyone safe. This will be at 5 in the afternoon on Wednesday. Full details found at valleynewslive.com. A traffic alert for those living or traveling through Grand Forks. Traffic control is changing at the Columbia Road reconstruction project on University Avenue. Traffic will shift over to the northbound lanes as crews begin working on the southbound lanes, with one lane in each direction. Crews will have the intersection partially closed for about 3 weeks. The entire project is expected to be completed in September. Well, coming up at noon, if you want to catch a show at certain venues in the Twin Cities, you have to bring your vaccine card. We'll tell you why venue owners are pushing for this change. And we can see some change in the air quality soon. Summer Snowball is back with weather to plan your day.